Welcome. Thank you for joining the call. We're going to go ahead and start. My name is Cooper Ellers. I am the outgoing Executive Student Government President. And before we get started, I just wanted to take a second to thank everyone who put in so much work to make tonight work, including Lonnie, Nellie, Auger, Kevin, Jack, Michael, Andy, Dan, Toyosi, Mark, Caitlin, Amanda, and Annalise. And then especially I wanted to thank the All-Stars Mara Penny, Kyle Gress, and Michael Paolini. Kyle is streaming from an undisclosed location right now, and so stay tuned. They all put so much work into today, and it's incredible what they put together, and it's going to be an awesome event. You guys are going to be blown away. Everyone at this school is so talented, so just get excited. And before we get started, I also wanted to thank Mikey Cassidy. There are so many times where I would walk into Dean Mitchell's office, and he wouldn't be there, but she would. And I would end up talking to her so long that whatever meeting Dean Mitchell was working in would end, and then he would come say hi. I probably spent way too many hours talking to Mikey, so thank you, Mikey. And Dean Mitchell, we all worked together because we wanted to make sure you knew how much we love and appreciate you and how different it's going to feel without you in the office across the hall from the fishbowl. And all of us remember how this journey began in medical school with a phone call from you. I was over at a friend's house who was also in the SMP the day that calls started going out in the middle of May, early May. And we were waiting for an air conditioning repairman to come in. And I got the call from Dean Mitchell. And we celebrated and we ran around the house and looked like a bunch of idiots. And then we waited for him to get a phone call, but his last name started with a Z. So we figured it was taking a while for him to get down the list. And so we thought maybe Dean Mitchell was going alphabetical. After a while, he said, okay, man, it's been like an hour. Why don't you go out and celebrate with the other guys who got the call? And so on my way home, I stopped by Dean Mitchell's office and I asked, I walked in, I said, thank you, but are you sure you meant to call me? And it turns out, like right after I left, my friend had gotten his call of acceptance. And he ran around his house and celebrated with the first person he could find, who in this case was a very confused air conditioning repairman. And then he had the same thought that I did, was to go thank the person who he knew was going to be such a big part of the next 4 years of his life, or maybe beyond. And he ran to the school and ran into Dean Mitchell's office and asked him the same question. Did you actually mean to call Cooper? And that's how our journeys began, with a phone call from you. And I don't think any of us imagined a world where the journey might end without you handing us the diploma. But although you're transitioning from Dean of Medical Education to Dean Emeritus after 2 decades, you're still going to be close by. And there's some poetry in it. You'll be moving into the office where you were in 5 PhD before you were hired as Dean of Medical Education. And even more poetic, you're going to be moving across the hall from Dean Kumar. And so we have some announcements for you today, and we have a few surprises for you, Dean Mitchell. And each of them are modeled in the spirit of the special connection that you made with thousands of students in the 2 decades that you were here as Dean. Unfortunately, if Alex Ovechkin can't make it today, please send all complaints to Kevin Chang. The first thing that we would like to present to you is a new Golden Apple Award, which will be given every year. And Michael Markle will unveil that soon. Next is something that is still a work in progress, but I can say that there are continuing efforts to rename a portion of the medical school after Dean Mitchell. That space will be decorated with some amazing Dean Mitchell-inspired artwork, courtesy of Arts and Med, which you'll see a bit later. And last, we have a few surprise guest speakers and some seriously incredible videos. So to everyone watching now, a little disclaimer, we had so many people respond to our emails and calls and texts that if you're watching and you notice that something you sent in to Dean Mitchell to say thank you is not presented in full, he's still going to receive it. At the end of today, he's going to get all of the videos that were sent in to us, and he's going to see them, I promise. Thank you for all of you for sending in so many amazing pictures and videos and words of thank you and stories. And so finally, I just want to say that I know for some students, Dean Mitchell, you were the major reason why they chose to come to Georgetown. And now hear me out before they carry me away. Dean Mitchell, you mean so much to all of us, and thank you for everything. So let's get this thing going, and here's Michael Markle with the Golden Apple announcement.
As he said, my name is Michael Markle, and I'm in the class of 2022. I just wanted to say, first off, thank you, Dean Mitchell. I don't know if there's really adequate words to describe how much you mean to each and every one of us. But what I do know is that you have left a legacy here at Georgetown, and a legacy that each of us will continue to carry on in our clinical careers and beyond. So to begin, to underscore that, as Cooper did allude to, with the help of Andy Habib, who was the chair of the Golden Apple Committee and a member of the class of 2023, we are happy to announce that starting next year at the Golden Apple ceremony of 2021, we will have the first ever Stephen Ray Mitchell Award for Outstanding Clinical Mentorship. And this award will be presented to a fourth-year student who exemplifies the principles of mentorship, intellectual curiosity, and compassion that Ray Mitchell embodied himself while he was the Dean for Medical Education as well as an expert clinician. Recipients shall demonstrate the outstanding mentor in their actions with younger students, whether it be on the wards, in mentorship, or in personal development. This award is a small token, but we know for a fact that it will continue, much like your legacy continues on, and future Georgetown students will always know how much you meant to us and how much that they should strive to be a great clinician just like you. So we thank you so much for all of this. And moving on, Lonnie Galloway is up next, and she has a special message from our very own Dean Kumar.
My name is Lonnie Galloway, and I'm a member of the class of 2021. I'm really happy to be here this evening honoring Dr. Mitchell and his legacy at Georgetown. As a committee, when we decided that we wanted a faculty member to speak at this event, we knew that it should be someone who represented us and with whom Dr. Mitchell had a very deep personal relationship. I started reflecting back on who that should be, and I immediately thought of my first shift at Hoya Clinic. While we were waiting for patients to arrive, Dr. Mitchell told us all about a time when one of his family members fell ill on vacation. To sum up this story, they ended up being treated, in his own words, by the smartest woman he knew. Little did I know that this bright woman would be intimately involved in this experience of all GUSOM students. So with that being said, it's my pleasure to introduce to you a video by the smartest woman Dr. Mitchell knows, and a close personal and professional friend of his, our Dean of Students, Dr. Princey Kumar.
I want to thank the student leadership and Lonnie Galloway for giving me this opportunity. Dr. Mitchell, I've been blessed to work for you and to be able to witness how your vision and determination to better the School of Medicine in so many tangible and, more importantly, intangible ways. Most people recognize the tangible ways you made our School of Medicine better, but few people know how hard you have worked behind the scenes and the intangible ways you went out of your way to make each and every student feel special and strive for them to reach their full potential. We hope that this value that you have instilled in us will continue to guide us and to be one of your lasting legacies. Thank you, Dr. Mitchell.
Dean Mitchell has touched all of our lives in so many ways, and he holds an extra special place in every Hoya coordinator's heart for the extraordinary and unwavering support he's shown the clinic as our dean and our preceptor. Anjani Kapadia and Zara Ibrahim helped collect memories from the Hoya coordinators going all the way back to the founding of the clinic. And the resulting video shows just how much he contributed to making the clinic an incredible place for patient care, medical student education, and cura personalis. Thank you so much to Yaakov Mamzi for editing. We hope everyone enjoys.
Dean Mitchell, soon Dean Emeritus of Medical Education. Joseph J. Butanis, Professor of Medical Education.
International Fellow of the Royal College of Physicians of London.
Adult and Pediatric Rheumatologist.
Master of Business Administration.
5-time Golden Apple Award winner.
Die-hard UNC Ram.
Ice hockey extraordinaire.
And lastly, but surely not the least,
a loyal advocate, unwavering champion, and star volunteer at Hoya Clinic.
As the 93 Hoya coordinators of past and present from 2007
to 2020, we want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
You have made an indelible mark in our professional careers as physicians.
And breathe new meaning into the phrase service learning.
Cura Personalis has not simply been a motto, but a way of life for you.
And we are forever grateful for that kind of leadership early in our medical education.
It has been a privilege to
celebrate the opening of the Triumph with you.
Learn the basics of the physical exam from you.
Watch you do whatever it took to help a patient in need. Even more than what it took was spending your next morning finding a donor to help pay for her urgently needed pet meds.
See your name pop up as the first reply to my scheduling email, volunteering to fill any and all remaining clinic shifts. Always.
Fight to ensure that we could keep Hoya open and serve the DC community, even though it meant that we had to testify before the city council and race in and out of the pool against then Mayor Fenty for financial support.
Being IM injection pincushions and working together to ensure student well-being at Georgetown.
Racing you to the finish line in the Hoya Med Triathlon.
Work with you at Hoya and then race over to an Ice Dogs game.
See you drop by at Hoya and say hello with a smile on your face on nights when you weren't even scheduled.
Experience your kindness and appreciation for us each day, from your praise-filled emails at the end of Hoya Clinic nights to flower deliveries in DML on International Women's Day.
Learn that a warm smile, a fun bow tie, and not taking yourself too seriously can easily shrink the distance between you and your patient.
Coordinate clinic nights with you as the attending, even when I called you an hour before clinic due to a cancellation. You were always the scheduling coordinator's ace in the hole every year.
To truly learn what it means to be men and women for others, through your care and commitment shown at Hoya, while also finding the time to chat about the Nationals' playoff potentials. You're right, they're World Series champions.
To do my first patient presentation with you and to pop a bottle of champagne open to celebrate the grant at the Triumph.
To witness your commitment to service and to be inspired by it long after leaving Georgetown.
To search inside an apprehensive 8-year-old's ear together to see if they're hiding something in there during my first pediatric physical exam.
To always count on you whenever we needed you the most, even on social media. Whether it was our annual toy drive or Hoya being back in action, your amazing tweets always helped us spread the word about our clinic and the impact that we were making in the community.
To have your support as we fought to get the Hoya Clinic up and running and standing behind us as we moved from DC Village to DC General.
It's been a privilege to stand beside you in department meetings and beg other attendings to come volunteer at the Hoya Clinic and follow your lead.
I remember one particular patient encounter that necessitated performing a pap smear. I had done a few previously, but was so nervous. I made it through that night because of all of your support, Dean Mitchell. You believed in me, which helped me to believe in myself.
I'll never forget your kindness, calm, sense of humor, and unending support. We knew that no matter what challenges we faced, that you had our back and were proud of what we'd accomplished. You've inspired generations of Georgetown medical students and Hoya Clinic coordinators.
The fundamentals you taught me served me well during the clinical years of medical school and during my OBGYN residency. Thank you, Dean Mitchell, from Naomi Shaw.
Dean Mitchell, I remember when you taught me how to validate a patient, when in one encounter, after hearing her story, you simply said, "This stinks. This really stinks." There was never a physician who was more present or willing to just be there.
My favorite memory is actually many memories of how often and readily you volunteered. You are truly the scheduling coordinator's rock, and your dedication is just unparalleled, and we thank you.
One of my favorite memories is competing with you in the Iron Med Triathlon and watching you zoom past me on your bike. You always came to Hoya Clinic with a smile, ready to teach us, and we were so lucky to have you as one of our biggest supporters.
Although I never convinced you to sing at Hoya Clinic, I'm really glad
that you bless us with your voice at What Makes You Tick.
My favorite memory is watching you cycle around the Georgetown campus to get the legs moving before a busy night down at Hoya.
Without your unfailing support, we would not be the clinic we are today.
Let us be clear. This is not goodbye,
but rather see you soon.
Whether on campus or in the hospital.
At the Triumph on Tuesday evenings or at our future Hoya Clinic sites.
Because we all love our #1 Hoya Clinic volunteer.
With great love and gratitude from all of us.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down a road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, well, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. 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 If it's a car you lack, I'd surely buy you a Cadillac. Whatever you need, any time of the day or night. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? And when we both get older, with walking canes and hair of gray, have no fear, even though it's hard to hear.
Hey, Dean Mitchell. So it's Kyle. You can't see me, but you can hear me. I just wanted to introduce, so Dr. Timpone has the introduction for his video, but I just wanted to introduce him. He's one of our professors. He's, Department of Infectious Disease, and he just had something he wanted to share with you as well.
Dean Mitchell, this next video clip is a clip of the song Nothing More by the band Alternate Roots out of Fairfield University, another fine Jesuit institution, which is my alma mater. I chose this song for you because the song has powerful lyrics that embody the spirit of Cura Personalis. And although you've had many great accomplishments during your tenure as dean, the one thing I will always remember about you is how you practice Cura Personalis through your leadership, through your education, and your patient care. I know you'll be leaving as Dean Emeritus, but in my mind, you are Dean Emeritus Cura Personalis. I hope you enjoy the song, or at least the parts that our rising M4 Nellie Darling sings. Here's to you, Ray. Cheers. Thanks for everything. God bless.
the day is done, we are peace. We are one. We are how we treat each other and nothing more. Tell me what it is that you see. A world that's full of endless possibilities. Heroes don't look like they used to. They look like you do. We are love, we are one. We are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are one. We are how we treat each other and nothing more. We are how we treat each other and nothing more. We are how we treat each other.
Hi everyone, my name is Mara Penny and I'm a member of the class of 2021. First, thank you Dr. Timpone and Nellie for that wonderful tribute we just watched. I need more tissues over here. And then now for our final presentation, we want to share a video that we students have put together. Before we show it, a special thanks goes out to Michael Paolini, our video editor, who may have been up until 4 a.m. last night, Kyle Gress for his additional technical support, Nellie Darling and Mike Ramirez for their beautiful vocal and artistic talents, and to Jack Pollock, my co-script writer and organizer of a million emails, videos, and photos. And thank you to all of you at this event who submitted items for this video. As Cooper mentioned, though we couldn't include everything due to format and time limitations, we can assure you that all of your submissions will be packaged up nicely and sent to Dean Mitchell for him to watch. And finally, thank you to you, Dean Mitchell. When we sent out our requests for submissions, the response and enthusiasm to participate was so incredibly overwhelming, though it came as no surprise to any of us. It's impossible to adequately thank you for the way that you've shaped this community, our lives, and our careers, or to adequately express how dearly you will be missed as our dean. But we hope this video serves as a small start. Enjoy.
We became Georgetown medical students when we got your phone call.
We didn't know then how integral you'd be to so many of our fondest Georgetown memories.
Our white coat ceremony.
First year lectures.
What makes you Georgetown?
Powder puff.
Hoya Clinic precepting.
Spontaneous bow tying lessons.
Medicine grand rounds.
Arts and Med performance night.
Podium barbecues.
Follies.
The hallways.
The ice dogs.
You somehow know all 800 of us by name.
A task that reflects something fundamental about the kind of dean and person you are.
You care about each of us.
And share the same level of compassion with your community and every one of your patients.
Hi, Dean Mitchell. Thank you for being there for me when I needed a friend. I will always have the book of joy that you gave me in your office that one day when I came to you as a first year in tears. Now I'm a happy fourth year, all thanks to you.
I know that we have sometimes brought up some issues that are not easy to deal with, but you have always sat down, you've always listened to us, listened to the plight of the medical student, and really made our education a partnership.
We all got the Sunday scaries, and the last thing we want to do is think about work. You're always checking in with every single player to see how they're doing on and off the ice.
From the moment you welcomed us into the class, your compassion for us, your patients, and the other faculty and staff has strengthened the message of Cura Personalis at Georgetown. Like with many of my peers, you've supported me in my extracurricular activities, as well as during times of great personal tragedy.
You have always been our champion.
ready to back our new ideas,
and ready to advocate for us when we need a stronger voice.
You have dedicated yourself to promoting our success.
Dean Mitchell, what I love most about you is that you're someone who's never heard a bad idea. No matter how big or small the project, from scope to a culinary medicine course, you always responded to our ideas with excitement. You helped us see them through, and you made us feel important and valued every step of the way.
Dean Mitchell, what I love most about you is your willingness to help. Thank you for your support and words of wisdom and encouragement. You took the time to listen to my story, and under your leadership, I was granted a deferral on the first day of orientation.
You've been an incredible source of support for us at Georgetown Generation 1. Thank you for sharing with us what it's been like for you to be a first-generation student and being a mentor to us all. We appreciate you wearing our pin proudly.
Something as simple as a pat on the shoulder and hearing everything's gonna be okay, we believe in you, means the world when it comes from Dr. Mitchell, because you know he truly cares for you and wants you to succeed.
You've been an incredible advocate for the class of 2021, from supporting us through starting a new curriculum, supporting our projects like our mental health survey, and now to being a leader as we face so much uncertainty in our upcoming year. We're so lucky to have had you by our side.
Just as you foster growth in each individual student, you have felt the responsibility to improve the institution you lead.
You promote diversity and have made Georgetown more inclusive.
You fostered curricular changes that improved our learning environment.
You have raised money for research, scholarships, and for our facilities.
You championed service, in both word and action, leading by example as one of the Hoya Clinic's most frequent volunteers.
As a dog walker during 4th year, I recently met a woman who knew and loved our own Dean Mitchell as he was her daughter's rheumatologist. She told me of the countless house calls he had made over the past 15 years and how he was now helping her forge a path to medicine herself as a pre-med.
When Dean Mitchell became dean, he showed up to Georgetown and realized that the cupola on top of the Georgetown School of Medicine building was dilapidated and it wasn't lit at night. So he decided to spend his own money to light the cupola, to refurbish it, to serve as a message to the community and to the students that Georgetown was a light in the darkness.
We were lining up at 5:30 in the morning for the Ironmed Triathlon to benefit Hoya Clinic. Dean Mitchell got on the megaphone to start the race. He thanked us for being there and reminded us of the underserved families and patients that the Hoya Clinic supports. Keeping this purpose in mind was the perfect way to start the day.
Dean Mitchell didn't hesitate when we asked him if he could speak to a group of kids from the U.S. Dream Academy who were visiting the medical school for the day. During his talk, he mentioned that he wanted to be somebody who knew everybody's name at the school and who they are. He took care to learn each of our names, and we certainly won't forget his.
Throughout our shared time in the classroom, the clinic, and in your office,
you have helped each of us shape our futures.
As a mentor, you have provided sage advice
and have served as a role model we can only hope to emulate in our careers.
Your mentorship and affirmations of my success really just drove me to keep on building despite the demands of medical school. So thank you for at times being the sole voice of encouragement and for showing by example how to continue leading in business, global health, human rights, and beyond.
Thank you, Dean Mitchell, for being the Learning Society's #1 fan. I'll never forget the excitement we felt when we got our banners, and hopefully they continue to serve as a reminder to everyone of your generous support and guidance.
Dean Mitchell just kind of leaned over on the bench and said, "Hey, if anyone's giving you trouble out there, you just let me know."
I had the fortune to work with Dean Mitchell the last night of Hoya Clinic at DC General. He spent the night teaching students about different patients, and even at the end of the night when the clinic was closed, he jumped up on the nearest surface to demonstrate a rare physical maneuver. He cares so much about his students, and we're so really grateful to have him.
How do you ever find time to sleep?
You're always everywhere, doing everything.
And always with a big smile and gentle encouragement.
Never too busy for a chat in the hallway or to share a clinical pearl.
It feels rare to call a dean a friend, but that is what you are.
You always like to ask us about what rotations we're on, how things are going, and of course, which side winger you should cover. And whenever we would play our friendly rivals, nothing would fire us up more than getting that email from the dean saying, "Remember, we hate these guys."
Dean Mitchell, I'll never forget cheering with you on the sidelines of our Powder Puff game like you were a member of our class, and then hanging out with you for a while after. I realized that day you were so much more than our dean, you were our friend too.
I remember my first game, you were in a scuffle with the other players and you were viciously accusing them of being on opioids. And the ref skated over to me, pointed at you and said, "Where the heck did you guys get that guy?" All I could do was shrug my shoulders and say, "He's our dean."
So I'll never forget my first Ice Dogs game, and you said if anybody gave me a hard time to come to you so that you could goon it up for me.
Dean Mitchell, I remember telling you before one of our games that I might try to go home to Boston for med school. You looked at me and said, "We might try to keep you here, kid." Being part of the Georgetown family has been one of the biggest blessings of my life.
Your kindness,
your warmth,
and your leadership
will always make you our irreplaceable mentor,
teacher,
advocate, friend, and dean.
Thank you.
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 We love you so much, Dr. Mitchell. You have been so good to all of us. We will miss you, but you'll always be a part of us, and we will always try to keep up to the highest standards you held us to.
When you're down and trouble and you need a helping hand, and nothing, oh, nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Winter, spring, summer, fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. You got a friend.
If the sky above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow, keep your head together and call my name out loud. Soon you'll hear me knocking upon your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. Now ain't it good
soul if you let them. Oh yeah, but don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Don't you know I said winter, spring, summer, fall, all you gotta do.
Now, our guest of honor, Dean Mitchell, would like to say a few words.
You have been unmuted. It's a hard act to follow. I was a little underdressed, so I had to put on the bow tie. Wow. You know, it's if you told someone that you had 20 years of the very best job in the universe, it's hard to get a lot of sympathy out of that. You know, making those phone calls, you've all heard it. I'm the dean. This is the best part of my job. I get to call and congratulate you. You're going to be getting the official email that welcomes you to Georgetown. We can't wait to see you here in August as a Hoya. Congratulations. Call your folks. And having the tears on the other end of that phone is not my job, but I guess this is poetic justice. When you torture me with kindness, you are dear friends, and as thank you for bringing those faces from a long time. Yes, it was Patty Notario who threatened to confront Adrian Fenty swimming in Yates when he closed the Hoya Clinic. You're all fighters. You are all courageous. You're the most incredible group of students. Now, the bad news is I'm not going away. I'm still going to torture you. And I will be over on the 5th floor with my gracious colleagues across the hall and next door to Joe Timpone and Princey Kumar. You are incredible people. We have a world right now that's challenged. And I think I had a reunion Zoom with the class of 2006. They've been out 14 years. And in that class was the director of a transplant program at UCLA, a vice president of medical affairs running a hospital in the middle of COVID, the director of pediatric critical care at Inova. They're all Georgetown grads. Those people you had come back, you're going to do great things, but we have great challenges ahead of us. I could not be more grateful to each of you, more grateful for this wonderful event. And yes, Kyle, I'm grateful to your dad for WebEx. Thank you. I don't know what else to say. This has been a wonderful gift for this. You got all of those pictures of the little kid from Southwest Virginia who never thought he would come this far. So it's been a wonderful privilege. And I hope to continue to do this. My hero, Don Nolan, is still going. So hopefully that will give me some hope that there's still a clinical career. I can still earn a living over there. But importantly, your friendship goes with me. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. So grateful to you for putting this together. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Mitchell. We're so happy that you were able to join us and that we were able to make this technology work. Thanks also to the hundreds of people who joined us from across the country. We can see you all on here, and we're so thankful that you guys got to be a part of this as well with us. Thank you all for joining, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Lonnie.